settled and has had lunch and played bingo with ladies already.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had to go there quicker, but he's there and settled.
Good.
And I hear he gets 3 meals a day. That's nice.
No, lunch. He gets lunch.
Oh, okay.
That sounds more like it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and because he still likes to cook some of his own stuff, you know, and he's actually just likes to nosh all day long.
You
Their
wouldn't know it to look at them.
Yeah, I know, I
Right.
know. So I say, keep
So-
eating, Dad. You need something to hold your pants up.
So he got there just in time for the cold weather. I hope he's happy.
Yes, because he kept saying he wanted to shovel snow.
He
Oh,
is so
I'm
happy.
sure they'll let him do that. Right.
He is in his element. He is so happy.
Yeah.
He couldn't wait to get in the cold in the Midwest.
And thanks to
Wow.
Peggy who got him there.
Thanks to Jim and
Oh,
Carol for picking us
Thanks
up.
to Jim and Carol, all sorts of miracles. There's rainbows. You just got to find them. Oh.
Who's that girl that's got the smile? That's Sally.
Where
I
are
am
you?
your favorite
I don't
niece.
know her
Hey,
name.
Mike.
You probably don't remember, but you're my
Who?
favorite aunt.
Yeah, she's
That's
just
okay.
having it. Oh,
Hi, Aunt Jean.
and to see that house at 4:45 tomorrow,
Hi, Jean.
the one on Walnut.
Sally and Peggy, where are you calling from?
Sally's new home.
Oh, I thought that might be it with the bike rack in the back.
Sally.
But it's you saw a picture of Dad wheeling bikes out of here the other day.
Yeah.
But now it's got a bedroom.
Here's her bed right behind us. She hasn't blown it up yet.
so is this at the warehouse or what?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Are you staying
Temporary
there?
living quarters until I can get my house back.
Oh, wow.
Well, at least you have internet service at your new place.
Yeah, that's why I was staying with Vanessa and Doug, and they don't even have it yet in Fort Myers. So it's good here at the warehouse. And of course, we got Ryan to make sure it's all stays good. So that's
Yep.
So what's
So
happening
what's
on the
this-
island?
She was over there today.
yeah, it's very sad. It's pretty much total destruction. You wouldn't recognize anything. I went into the community house today. The front end, the historical part lifted up off of the foundation. And so the whole floor is shifted and it was all water damaged anyway, but that part was near and dear because it was the old part. But, you know, we clean up and figure out what to do next. But the builders that did the remodel for us, they have agreed to take on the project to fix it back up, which is good. You know, you can't get a contractor or anything right
Yeah,
now.
that's-
Everybody
That's
wants
what I was
one.
thinking, just to have anybody, much less someone, that you trust, know and trust. That's a
Right, right. And because
big
they did the
accomplishment.
original work, that's the rainbow, is because they are going to manage the project and get it back to whatever it can be. So
Well,
that's good.
On
And what
that,
about your and Billy's house?
I met with the FEMA guy today, the flood, and it's not pretty. They don't cover much because I have a stilt home, so they cover underneath. And you're not supposed to have a build out under there or anything. So of course they're not going to cover any of that. But I thought they would at least cover things you would normally keep in a garage, but no. So they would cover a window air conditioner, a washer and dryer, a standing freezer, not a refrigerator freezer, a standalone freezer, and a washer and dryer. And that would be it for content. And then if you had structural, electrical, whatever, my generator got flooded, but I'm not, no guarantees that will be covered. So didn't have a
What about
washer
your-
and dryer downstairs. Had a refrigerator freezer, but not a standalone freezer. So
What
probably
about your
not much.
roof? What
The
about
roof is wind. So all these insurance companies are going to fight this out. I had roof damage. And when I was in there the day before yesterday, I thought I was okay, that I didn't have leakage, but I do, and I saw it where the stained glass window is. I had it all built out in wood, and I saw that was warping and everything. Then I looked up and I saw the water markings on the ceiling. So there, I am going to have some interior work done. Now, I haven't met with that as claims adjuster yet. I just talked to him on the phone, and when they reminded me I had an $18,000 deductible, I said, okay, thank you.
Wow.
1,000
Yeah, so
deductible.
yeah, on
Wow.
wind, it's a percentage of what you're covered for. You don't get a choice of what your deductible is. So
Wow.
yeah, hopefully they'll say I need a new roof, but sadly, I'm gonna have to pay for it myself with my deductible.
So your
But
own
we'll see.
your own personal possessions in your home are pretty fair.
In my, the Stilt home, but we were living over in the ground floor home to be close to Dad, and I had a lot of stuff over there. And that property, sadly, the flood insurance and the wind insurance was so expensive because it's old and ground floor, that I finally this year said, I am not paying that much to insure it any longer. And I said, it's been standing there since 1970. I'm not going to worry about it. So I canceled my insurance. So no coverage there.
So you brought
Was-
the storm.
Yep. Yep.
And
So, and sadly, that flood coverage would have covered, because that's ground floor, different thing. But that's why that flood insurance was so expensive, because the risk was so much higher. But
And was there a lot of damage there?
yeah, Bob hasn't gone out to look at it yet. There's all the contents is lost, but all those trees came down, but none went through a roof. But there's roof damage. But Dad's duplex was block, so that structure will be there. So depending, I don't know. It could be rebuilt probably. I don't know about the house. I'm not sure about that. The whole floor buckled and everything. So I don't know. Actually, I shouldn't say all the contents was lost, because I did rescue a St. Jude basket today and a few other things from there. And from Dad's, I did rescue a few things from his place, but not much. It's all, moldy and yucky. And everywhere. I mean, I was looking for something that I had right by the door. His personal effects and stuff were right there by the door, and I forgot to grab it, but it was no longer right there by the door. But his coffee pot was on the counter right by the door. And I did reach in and grab that, because he's had the same percolator for 30 years, So I just got it back on the boat today, safely back on island or off island. So I got to scrub it up a little and see if it's still durable. Who knows? So
Oh.
that would be another rainbow. Yeah.
So how is
That's what-
Billy's boat?
It was on the trailer at the warehouse. So he hasn't tried to put it in the water yet, but probably okay. Although the warehouse did get a lot of water, so all his vehicles are flooded out. But the boat probably okay. So there's another rainbow. Billy can go fishing. Although he lost all his fishing poles and FEMA didn't cover that. But good excuse to go buy new. He'll like that. His
So how are you
tractor and
getting-
his truck, both he watched go underwater from the house. So that's sad, because but he ordered a new tractor. So he'll be happy when he has a piece of heavy equipment again.
How are you getting
And now
back and
that they
forth?
just opened the bridge today, so now when he gets his tractor, he'll be able to drive it over to Sanibel and maybe get some work done, because all the trees and all that stuff have to be hauled to the street corner at least. So we got work to do.
A lot of work.
Yeah. But yeah, sadly, the resorts, they're all, anything on the Gulf is pretty bad.
And that's, I mean, for so many people, that's how they make their living is with.
Yeah, all of us are tourism based pretty much on the island. So it's going to be, I think, at least 2 years before we get a few tourists. And then, it'll be a long time before it was ever the money maker that it was for all of us. So I don't know, the whole future, people just have to figure out, how they want to move forward.
Wow.
lot of unknown, but you know, each day you figure out a little bit more.
So how about the extended family we have there in the Fort Myers area, like Carol and
Peggy, do
Peggy.
tell about that.
Yeah, Carol did excellent. I was so concerned about her because we lost phone and internet and I didn't know what was happening to her house. And she didn't even lose her electricity. So she had no water and had electricity the whole time, which is,
So 1% of Lee County that didn't lose electricity was Carol.
yeah, amazing. And then Ryan, who should have flooded, did not get a drop of water in his house.
and did he
and-
say something about him losing some solar panels off the roof?
Ryan?
Ryan, I
Oh, I
don't
don't
know.
know. Did he have
I don't
solar?
know.
That was where he was staying at his friend's house.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
During
yeah.
during the storm, they could hear him being ripped off the house.
Yeah, I've seen a lot laying around, a lot of them.
The panels?
Yeah, solar panels.
How about Angela?
So Angela did well. They were on the third floor, so they did well. You know, my
How about
house,
Peggy?
it flooded the garage and the lanai. The lake became one. Like my backyard and my front yard was part of the lake. It was about 3.5 feet, I think. Yeah, it was,
A lot of water.
yeah.
And then today she had a sad thing happen. Tell them what happened, Peggy.
Aw. Well, you've got all of your stuff out in front. They haven't picked it up yet. It's been 3 weeks. I should have known and just hauled everything off myself that it would take a while. But my lanai chairs were right up by the garage outside and somebody came and took them today while I was at work.
Okay.
Trying to say, you know, oh, that was trash, so I'll just take it. That's one of the problems. The trash pickers come out, want to pick through all your trash and stuff, so. But yeah, that even, people shouldn't even be taking your
No,
trash, you
no.
know, and then taking something that obviously wasn't trash. That's low. That's pretty low.
That's very low after everything you've been through. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's what made me mad. I mean, you lose all of this stuff. You're working for 3 weeks, you know, and it doesn't even look like you've done anything. Everything is still muddy and dirty. And then I come home and my chairs are missing.
So we're fixing that with a glass of wine. How about that?
Cheers.
And how about Jane?
Jane, oh my gosh, thank goodness for Jane. Jane has a second floor condo in the center of Fort Myers. And so we went to her house, not to Vanessa's, even though Vanessa has, because Vanessa ended up being in the evacuation area. So Vanessa and Doug and the girls and myself all went to Jane's place. And nothing much happened there, and it wasn't scary for the girls because you didn't see all this water come rising and everything. So she was pretty good. So actually, Builder Bob, Dad's best friend, is staying in Jane's place. Jane said, "Oh, you can stay there." I said, "I got 2 dogs. I am not going into your beautiful place with 2 dogs." I said, "But Bob needs a place to live." So she said, "Well, certainly tell him to go there." So Bob's been staying there. And then that's why we're building a little place at the warehouse, because we got the dogs to need a place. And the warehouse is close to get to Sanibel, so it's a good spot for us. And that, so thank you for Jane. She's coming back for a few days in November and then leaving again. And she told Bob he could stay there as long as he needed to, so. We got
Nice.
good family support. Thank you, everybody who sent things. Oh my goodness, every day I take stuff to employees, and an ex-employee of mine stayed on Sanibel, and I was really worried about him. He used to do Segway tours and stuff for us. Really great guy. His name is Johnny, and I saw him the other day, and you know, I know he lost his job, and you know, his truck, I could see it wasn't working or anything, and whatever. So There were some gift certificates and some cash that landed on his front porch this morning, and he was crying. He was very thankful. So
Oh,
everything everybody's done, it goes to people that really can use it. So thank
well,
you.
we know that's true. Sally, we shouldn't expect to hear that whatever we sent arrived if you've got all this stuff going on. Is that correct? Because I thought Vanessa had said she would email us if, when it arrived, but if she doesn't even have internet.
She's
then
been trying to, so hopefully that she
I'll
does.
just,
I don't know.
yeah, okay.
They sent out thank you notes too, but the mail
okay.
system isn't really too good, but the girls made thank you notes. But we did get, you guys sent gift certificates from
Right,
someplace.
Target, I think.
Target, I think, but yes, we did get
Okay,
those.
good,
Gert,
good.
we got something from Gert, Diane, thank you. You
Aw.
sent money. What else do I know? Vanessa's been managing most of it.
Okay,
But,
good. I'm glad it arrived. And I kind of knew when we didn't hear, even for it to arrive probably took a while and then,
Yeah, mail is
When-
unreliable.
When
And
do
she
you
doesn't have
expect to get,
internet, which makes it crummy.
when
Pardon?
do you expect to get mail service on the island?
Never.
Nobody
Nobody has a mailbox up to get mail. And there's an
Oh.
alligator living in the post office, but I forwarded everything to Vanessa's address.
So if someone wanted to send you a letter or say a birthday card,
It
Where
would
should
go to
we send it?
Vanessa's
Ah.
Wrigley, birthday, don't remind me. Vanessa's Wrigley Circle address. I had all my mail forwarded there.
okay.
Well, wasn't it, I guess the big thing was just complicated. Set this all up for C7 in Wisconsin group. So they wouldn't-
That's my sister, yes. She blew you a kiss. Well, I didn't think it was for me. Yeah, she's still blowing them.
It's for you, Jean. Kisses.
Real pleased with us being at C7.
So Sally, it's really good for you guys to be willing to funnel funds to all those people that need it. I'm sure that's a,
Yeah, everybody
help
goes in,
down
oh, do
there.
a GoFundMe page and stuff. And I go, no, I don't want to be a foundation. I don't want to be responsible for anything. I don't want somebody to come back at me. I just want to be able to. So I didn't send it out, just only the people that asked. So thank you
Yeah.
all for having confidence in us that we would distribute it to those who really can use it. So, yeah.
Recommended.
so have you had many people take you up on your offer of bicycles?
Oh, yes, they're all over the island.
Oh, good.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, today when I was riding, there was a wheelchair bike that somebody had just left along the bike path they had taken. That's a really expensive piece of equipment and something somebody could really use. I said, Billy, we gotta get this back to a place and where we can keep it safe. But yeah, everybody's using it. When we went out there and got all the Surrey bikes and kind of arranged things, but the Surrey bikes we locked up with a big cable because they're really so heavy, it's hard for somebody to use. But somebody had cut the cable and they were all gone. So whatever, obviously they needed a Surrey bike more than we needed to have them cabled up, but I'm sure they probably pedaled it about a mile and then
block,
said,
and
no
then
more of
left it.
this.
They thought, oh, I can get my stuff on here.
Yeah, but it's so heavy.
It's so hard to pedal, yeah.
But people are very happy. But now that people can drive across, it'll be a little bit easier. But even like these adjusters, they come over and they think, they get a boat ride over, but they don't realize, it was 90 degrees the other day and they got to pedal 6 miles up to do their thing and come back. It's like, so even a bike is a hard thing to manage for these people. I mean, I was giving somebody electrolytes the other day that looked like they were going to pass out. It's like, because they're just
don't
not
know.
quite prepared.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
know.
That humidity can take you down fast. So,
Oh, yeah.
but so far, nobody's died on our watch, thank goodness, or on our bikes, I should say. That I know of. But yeah, every day is a challenge. But now that you can take a vehicle over there, things will get easier. Water is coming and they're saying they have a map up that says when you're going to get electricity. Mine says No,
2024.
mine says Saturday.
Oh,
I can't believe that that's true, but of course, you have to get a permit. You have to have an electrician check everything out. You have to file for a permit to get it back to the city. I guess they just want to make sure everybody's safe, you know. So for your water too, water is close to being restored throughout the island, which is going to be cool. But you had to apply for a permit to get your water back. So I don't know how backlogged it's going to be, but Billy has one of those big T wrenches and he just went out and turned ours on and it ran. So I have running water, forget the permit. But yeah, things you got to deal with. I understand they've had a lot of fires out there because of batteries catch things on fire. People had electric golf carts underneath their home and they're okay when they're wet, but when they dry out with salt water, they catch on fire. So
Oh, no.
yeah, so there's been,
Wow.
I don't know, 9 home fires, I think, where the homes were a total loss after the hurricane because of the batteries. So that was one thing we were trying to do is get all our e-bikes out of our bike shop, but they're all stacked and piled up, but we were trying to be safe and not. Ryan got all the batteries off the Segways today and got them all hauled out to a spot to make sure that there was any. They got buried in the water, and somebody said they could see on the camera before it went out that the smoke came up from them and everything. So I'm pretty sure they're dead, but just to make sure the batteries are not. And there was, I don't know, 25 or 30 lithium batteries. So yeah, it's a good thing we got them out of the warehouse because that could have been bad. So things you don't think about. So think about that next time you're shopping for an electric car.
Yeah.
Park it under your house after a hurricane.
Yeah, it turns out ocean salt water is a pretty good electrolyte.
Yeah. Brings a battery back to life.
Yeah.
Well, our golf car is gas powered, but I don't think we're going to get flooded.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope not.
We'd be
We're
in
pretty,
big trouble
we're
if we
pretty
got
far
flooded.
from the ocean, so well,
Yeah,
the
That's
whole
a good
world,
place to be right now.
the whole world's in trouble if we get flooded from the ocean.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
So yeah, everybody down here is trying to buy a car now, of course. So that's a difficult thing. Doug went to look today and he wanted a Honda. They're selling for $12,000 over the MSP.
Oh,
Oh, yikes. Wow.
Yeah, ouch. So he didn't buy one yet. But the
It'd
girls
be
go
worth
back
it
to
to
school
fly
tomorrow.
somewhere and buy a car.
that was
What?
against the law to
It'd
do
be
that.
worth it to fly somewhere and buy a car.
Yeah, he said, oh, I could go to Tampa. And I said, well, if you want to go to Tampa, you better go now because there's going to be like about 500 people every day going up to Tampa to get a car. So yeah, it might even be wiser to fly and drive it back if you have the time because you probably have much more of a choice and a better price. So
Nice turnaround on the weather today. We'll probably still need a jacket if you go outside.
We can warm up, thankfully, on the way.
We don't have our car right now because we got a mouse behind our dashboard,
oh no.
all
Oh
kinds
my
of electrical.
Oh my God.
Nikki had a mouse damage on a truck 2 times. Had
Yeah,
to rewire the whole thing. She said, yeah,
Wow.
it's not a good thing to go through.
I left my Xterra parked in the driveway for a couple weeks when I had that bullet land in my windshield. And
Ah,
I turned on the fan to cool off one day, and a bunch of tissue paper came flying out, little bits of tissue paper came flying out all the vents. A mouse had built a nest in the air vent.
oh, no. Oh, did it eat your wiring?
No, I don't think so. Everything seems to be working okay.
Ah, there you go. Always leave a box of Kleenex in your car. Keep the mice from eating your wiring.
How about you, Gert? Did the mouse do damage to wiring?
well, yeah, that's why I took it in because the center panel was coming on sometimes and not coming on sometimes. So they said it was a chewed wire and they spliced it. And about 2 weeks later,
Oh, no
it came
kidding.
back again. And this morning when I went to tear these last 3 or 4 days, it's just been off most of the time. Now I realized I wouldn't have any heat or any defroster or anything. So I've got to get it fixed before winter. I
Yeah.
took it back to them this morning, think I didn't have it tonight, but he said they just are getting so confused.
Oh,
You need
Yeah,
to talk
yeah.
to Gene about getting a cat to keep in your car.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think you need some traps in your garage.
I don't have a mouse in our garage. There's never been a sign of mouse. I keep decon in there all the time. But
wow.
once in a while, I park it outside. And of course, sometimes we're somewhere where it's parked out. And one of the
Oh.
guys in the waiting room there this morning said that they used to put peanut oil in the makeup of the wiring to keep it flexible. I don't know if they do that anymore, but
Yeah, I had heard that too, and that's an attractor
I was
to the
gonna say,
mice.
I would think they would really like that peanut oil.
do they do that on purpose then?
Get 'em more business, huh?
Maybe.
I don't
Oh, darn.
Don't know.
Really, my sister?
I got a 4-month-old Weimaraner I could send to you that would take care of those mice. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's out of control right now. Don't have a hurricane and a puppy. She misses her fenced-in yard.
Yeah.
But they like the warehouse. There's a lot of space here, so.
Sally's dogs.
Administration's new plans to combat what you pay at the pump today. The commander in chief.
So was there snow in Minnesota?
Also global.
No,
Biden.
we had about 3/4 of an inch a few, what was it, last Friday, I think it was.
Yum, yum.
But that's all we've had so far.
Yeah, Risa sent me a picture. I forget where she's at. Not,
Wisconsin, right?
no,
Oh,
no,
in
she's like
Minnesota.
about 75 miles away from where Diane and Jim are. I
Right.
forget the name of
That's
the
my
town.
other sister.
But she sent me a picture of a light dusting of snow. She had come down to see Dad just about a month ago. And so she was sending me the picture of snow, very light snow.
3 weeks since Hurricane Ian destroyed Florida, Sanibel.
We were talking earlier about though, like here, when we watch the news, everybody got like a foot of snow. You know, if you just, if you're just casually watching the news, it's like snow everywhere.
We were cool here this morning. I loved it. I couldn't
Tomorrow
believe
morning
it.
is supposed to be cool too.
Oh, it was
Also.
wonderful. What, do you know what the temperature was this morning?
Like 69, I think somebody told
It
me.
was nice.
That's about how it is here too, below 70 in the morning. So that's.
Wow.
Really?
I'd like that for a high.
So Billy and I were on the scooter getting around the island for part of the time. I had a bike part of the time, but he had one of his scooters. And so he comes to pick me up and it's kind of cold. And so
Downtown library. The
Um,
space.
so we went to check on the bike shop and the shop next to us had sold sweatshirts and they had just cleaned out their shop and they were sitting in the parking lot. So, and Billy was cold. So he says, he takes one of the sweatshirts off the rack. It was a little, they were new, but they had been, soaked and there were little leaves and stuff. He dusted off. So I know the owner, I called her and I said, deduct 3 sweatshirts from your inventory because Billy's cold and he's going to advertise for you. Okay. I'm sure it was trash, but still, you shouldn't steal people's trash.
That's right. Put my chairs back.
Oh, but Billy said, just in case I don't have a sweatshirt anywhere, I'm taking this one because I'm cold.
That's just funny.
Yeah, when Billy gets cold, it's cold. Wow.
Yeah.
So I saw those beautiful pictures of Ginger's garden.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen a lily like that. You suppose the tubers are still good or the bulbs?
The lily actually is still poking out of the refuse. All the ginger plants, they're all covered up. So I couldn't dig through it, but that lily is still sticking out there. Along with Dad's, the pole to his bird feeder, all the other trees are down, but that stupid PVC pipe pole is still standing right next to the ginger garden. So
Well, look
yeah.
into that fern.
I love the.
The
Great
fern.
big fern.
The staghorn
Staghorn.
fern is still hanging there, and it looks like it's trying to come back, but there's no branches above to shield it from the sun. So if I can't get it down, it's probably gonna burn up. But Billy's bringing his tractor over soon, so maybe I can get it out of the tree.
We'll probably
The
get,
only tree left standing.
Oh, jeez.
we may get cut off here in about a minute or so, but
Oh,
thanks
okay.
everybody for
Yeah.
signing in
Yeah,
and
sorry,
joining
it's
us
all about
today.
us. Next time it can be all about you.
No, but we're all so glad to hear.
In 2 minutes.
It's just such a long process, and the sad thing is it's gonna be ugly for a year, you know,
Yeah.
and that's the really hard thing. I mean, you just have to look at it for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
soon
we hope you
again,
sign in next
No,
month
let's-
and give us an update.
Yeah.
okay. will
Everything-
do.
everything's
Maybe we
done
can talk
and-
Dad into joining us next time.
Okay.
That'd be great.
I love that ginger garden.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Nikki can talk him into it.
Yeah.
And maybe we can get Marlene in on it.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Oh, yeah. How's she doing? Does anybody hear from her?
I haven't, and I should get out there and see her, and I don't.
If you have a number for Rod or for Monica, if you could text that to me. I'd
Sure.
appreciate it.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Well, you have in that new Schutz book, don't you?
I didn't think it had phone numbers in it.
I
Yeah.
believe it does.
Yeah,
Well,
The blue one?
The one that Katrina put together.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
the
that was
the
nice.
latest one. Okay, I'll look in there.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Jim, how do we get that latest one?
Yeah, I forgot to
After the
get one
reunion.
too.
Send an email to Katrina and have her, actually, she was gonna send it out on digital, so everybody would have it. I'll
Okay.
remind her to do that, to just send it to everybody, and then you can
Right.
at least have it online.
Uh-huh. Okay, good. Thank you.
Very
All right,
nice.
everybody. Happy
Good
Halloween.